was a shipwreck just off Peggy's Cove Light. Just down from the lighthouse in the water, there's a huge rock. It's called the Halibut Rock. Halibut like the fish, that's the name of the rock. And the ship went down and everyone perished. But the next day, a couple fishermen were walking the shore and they happened to find a little small girl who was about 6 or 7 years old clinging to the coastline. She was scratched and bumped and a little sort of delirious, but they took her in and nursed her back to health, and they had lost a daughter, one of them, a couple of months before. So they decided they'd call her Peggy. And people from all around, you know, back in the 1800s, there wasn't much entertainment. Everybody came to see what was going on. And so that's how they figure it could have been named. But also this huge, big, beautiful body of water, you're going to see more of it soon over here to the left, that goes way out in the ocean, is called St. Margaret's Bay. And Peggy is short for Margaret. And actually the bay, prior to be calling St. Margaret's Bay, was called Bay de Marguerite, after Samuel Champlain, the early explorer. He named it after his mother. So it's very, very unique here. And as we get into the village, I'm going to be pointing out the DeGarth Monument to you. Mr. William DeGarth was an artist and sculptor from Finland, and he left a lovely legacy here at Peggy's Cove. He carved a number of the fishermen into a lovely granite stone, and in the center is Peggy, and at the far left-hand side is a Saint Elmo, the patron saint of sailors. So I'm pointing that out to you today. As well, you will have an opportunity to visit some of the little shops down in the village. And you're going to see the church over there, the lovely little steeple, St. John's Church, an Anglican church, and no cemetery, of course, because you can't dig through the rock. But they share with one of the churches further up around the bay at Hackett's Cove. I'm going to point it out later. The church was built back in the 1800s. It is the second church that was on the site. And the lighthouse out here, the first one was built in the 1800s. It was a wooden structure, and it was replaced in 1914 with the cement structure that you're going to see today. So Peggy's Cove Lighthouse that most photographed, and it is a lighthouse that is currently used for navigation purposes, and it's operated by our Canadian Coast Guard. A number of years, the post office was in the Peggy's Cove Lighthouse from the 1970s to about 2009, and you could go and get your postcard stamped with the Peggy's stamp, but it's no longer operating. But if you have your passport today, you can go to the upstairs of the Southwester restaurant, take your passport, and they'll stamp it with the Peggy's Cove Light for you. There you go. That's a nice little thing for you. And as we come just over here to my left, I'm going to point out an area. You're going to see some of the lobster traps and buoys here on the left. Plus the brown building is the Information Bureau. If you want to walk down there to get any information about our province or get a brochure of any kind. Now, the driver usually goes slow, and this is Mr. DeGarth's gallery. I'd like you to go in there as well. It's beautiful, his artwork. Please look to the right and turn around. You have to look back to the stone. Look around to the stone, please, and see the beautiful carving. And he actually used the faces of real fishermen. Now, for those of you that say, oh gosh, I missed that opportunity, have no fears. On the way out, you will have an opportunity, or you can walk. We're just going over here up to the top where that gray building with all of the gables is. It doesn't take you any time, 5 minutes to come down here. And there's little snacks here. We have Dee Dee's ice cream and lobster rolls. Tide's very low. This is the photographed little cove right here. Peggy's Cove on the right. The little area there with the wharves and the fishing boats. You're going to see one of the typical lobster boats right now coming around the turn. Some of the local people like to make things and sell them to you or chat with you. So please feel free to come down here. There's a typical lobster boat just over here to the right. You see that red boat? That would be your typical lobster fishing boat. So it's a pretty and, you know, it's a nice day. One thing I'll say, please watch your footing. You know, there's uneven ground here and there, so please be careful. And when you are out by the lighthouse area, it's very tempting to go very close to the water. It's very important. Please do not go on the black rocks. Please do not go there. And also seaweed. That's that over here to the right. You see the goldy brown, that's seaweed. It's extremely slippery. And if you slip into the water out here, it's not beach water, it's hypothermic water. It's very cold. We have already lost people here at Peggy's Cove because they don't pay attention to the signs and they don't pay attention to the ocean. Rogue waves can come in and just whisk you off to sea. So, and it's a very hard area to search for people to get out and help you. So here on my left is the Southwestern Restaurant and Gift Shop and washrooms in there. I'm going to be in front where the phone booth is with the lobster. And over here is your lighthouse, but you can see now, looking forward and down, please do not go down in those areas. I've seen people down there. I saw people 2 days ago when I was here, down there. Most important, everyone, please take care of yourself. It's important for you as well as us. There's a piper down here today. You see the piper, he's down here to play a tune for you. And just past the Southwestern Restaurant, our local artist, Neil Depew, is there. And he has beautiful prints of his original paintings that he'll sign for you. And as well, there's a little photo hut here on my right. And they'll take your picture on a postcard with the Peggy's light in the back. So you may like something like that. And we're waiting to get our location. Our driver will get a location from the people who guide us into a spot here. And I'm going to speak on that in one moment once we get everything ready. I know you're anxious. I know. It's fun. It's exciting. We have approximately 55 minutes. So it's a nice little time for you. Now, we are bus number 8. My name is Joan, and the driver is Bob. What bus number are we?
8.
And my name?
Joan.
We don't want any of those SMAs. Anyway, no, it's important, folks. I'll tell you why. If you don't get back on time, we have a very small window of time to look for you, and it is your responsibility to get back to the pier on your own, and a taxi is $100. So, you may want to think about that. We ask you to be respectful of your fellow passenger. It is very important. I know you like to go around and you like to look around and spend time, but we are on a scheduled tour today, and you have lots to do this afternoon. So I like to put this, it's a sou'wester, under the windshield wiper blade, because there are many coaches here today. We have 3 ships in port today.